Hey, Pure Zeal from the Pure Love Fitness department. And we are not set up with our studio yet, so that's going to be happening mid-December. So we're a few weeks out. Um, we help girls get out of heartbreak, and we feel like dance is a really important part of that. So I think I mentioned it in the other video, but I have been a belly dancer since I was about 19. It was shortly after I left my first possessive, controlling asshole husband. And I had never taken dance before. My parents couldn't afford dance. So I always wanted to be a ballerina, but I wasn't able to do that. So at 19 years old, I decided that I was working all the time, full time, going to college full time, and there was a dance studio across from the place I was making dance wear, and there was a dance studio. So I decided to get up in the morning, and I was still married, I think, to my husband at the time. It was shortly after that I said, this is it. But they were doing tap dancing, and so that was the very first training I ever got, was tap dancing. And I was terrible at it. I had definitely two right feet, and the teacher actually had to write an R on one foot and an L on the other foot, because I still to this day have a really hard time remembering which way is right and left. So yeah, it was kind of funny. Um, I really did not like tap dancing. It was not really the right thing for me. So I ended up going to a event because I was making dresses and I was selling dresses, and there was belly dancers around a bonfire. And I thought, that is so cool. What a sensual dance. Like, I was so attracted to these girls. Like, I was like, I want to learn how to do that. And one of the ladies there was their teacher. So I was like 19, and by then I had left my husband. I think I was like 18 when I took my first tap dancing classes. So by now I was like 19. And so I signed up for classes, and I started doing belly dance classes 2 or 3 times a week. I signed up for the extra classes, and I just loved it. And every time I got like a compliment, like, wow, your hips can really like move for like my tiny size, like my hips could really like roll out to the side. So it made me feel really good about myself. And I would have like um, all different kinds of different dance infused in that, like African dance. I mean, I went on to like learn a bunch of stuff, and I did this uh, after I had a child too. So I had my first child with my second husband, and he knew that this gave me so much confidence. So I would just be like working all the time. And the only time I ever left the house was to go to belly dancing class. And he knew it was like all girls, and he was not a jealous, possessive man anyway. He totally believed in me and trusted me. And so I would go and do belly dance classes. And it was a long drive. Like, I lived out of the city in Tucson, Arizona, and it was like 45 minutes to get to class. And it was an hour-long class, and it was 45 minutes back. So it was like an hour and a half of driving just for like an hour class. So, um, so yeah, it was really great. I actually took lessons with that lady for like 2 years. I was so shy. I would come home, and he would never really like ask, like, what did you learn? Like, at first, kind of, but I was just like really shy. Like, I was just like, once in a while I'd be like, look, I learned a hip circle. And I mean, I was like 23. And so I would like show him a hip circle or something. It took years before I was an actual performer, but eventually I was performing. I was performing on stage. I learned how to choreograph for belly dancing. I learned how to tech out the music beat by beat, and I put on like a beautiful performance to some very I think it was Dead Can Dance type of music, like tribal music. And but it was very graceful. I had like big long eyelashes that came down. I was a total bird, and I made my whole costume, and like I was like flying, and didn't know I was a Scorpio rising back then. Only found that out like 6 months ago. But so now it makes sense that like I had like the peacock fans, and I don't know if I have any of those videos. Um, they're like totally lost now because it was before phones. This was a long time ago. But I did that when I only had one child. And so my husband was out in the audience watching, and my little boy. And it was great. We traveled around here and there to different events, and I would perform with groups. Sometimes I would go alone. They would stay home, and I would just go and do different performances. Sometimes we would do dance performances at like old folks' homes just for free, just to like bring some happiness to their day. A lot of the stuff we did was free. Everything I did was free. I was never a paid performer. And then once in a while, I would travel like 6 hours for like a workshop. Sometimes I'd go 4 hours to Boston because I was living in upstate New York. I kind of live both places. Um, and so if I went to like Boston, then he would come with me. But yeah, I started taking dance classes from the belly dance superstars. They were like 2-day workshops, and then I would learn like other stuff. So I have a lot of training in belly dance. I did it for almost 20 years off and on, and I taught it. Like my husband was so supportive of it. So when I decided, like I had a big Victorian home, it was 3,500 square feet, just me, my husband, and my little boy at the time. And I would just turn my showroom, I just move the dresses, and then I would have younger girls come over, and we would work on skits and performances, routines. And so, yeah, it was fun. And then I would have other ladies that didn't know how to do, like, I was like the lead, and then I would have the two girls behind me. So we were in an actual troupe. Um, and they would stay the night, and it would just be fun. It was like a girls' night out, even though I was like 10 years older. A girls' night in. It was a girls' night in. And my husband would cook us dinner, and we would like all just like chill and be downstairs dancing for hours. It was so fun. I remember those days. It was really fun in upstate New York to do that. It was like near Albany. Um, and depending on where I lived, I moved around a lot. I think I lived like 5 or 6 places with him over 20 years. And gosh, I've lived 5 or 6 places in the past 3 years. So I'm super tired. Like that's why I'm not doing any dance videos yet until we're ready. But yeah, it was really nice. And then I would have like other women. I would just put up flyers, and other women came to learn how to dance. And just kind of anywhere I went, I would be like, maybe I'd go like a year without dancing, and then I would like go to my husband and be like, I need to teach dance again. And he'd be like, okay, put up a flyer, like make a card. And then I'd be like, okay, I got it made. And then I would just like go and put it up on bulletin boards at our small little towns. And women would come over, and some of them didn't know how to move their hips at all. They didn't have any training because they weren't in the belly dance troupe that I was in. So, um, so yeah, they would come in, and I would like teach them. And it was really fun. I miss it. I've only taken like a few belly dance classes in the past couple years, like since I came back. But I naturally have it in me, so it doesn't matter. It was just, if you're a dancer, you're a dancer. And I like to just do whatever my body feels like doing, come up with my own routines. But I feel like it was really important, even though he only watched me perform, and I would go to like events, a lot of times alone. Uh, like usually I would drive like an hour and a half or whatever, and I would go like 2 or 3 times a week. uh, he never felt jealous or insecure about it. And it really helped with childbirth, like it helped in the bedroom because I was flexible, and it helped delivering my babies because my hips were open. So, so yeah, I feel like if a man loves you, he loves all of you. And he loves that sensual feminine side of you. And he will support that feminine side and encourage you and know that that's something fun for you to do. And if he wanted to go, he could have gone, but it just didn't make any sense. Like, even when we had two kids, he would stay home and watch the kids so mommy could dance. And he'd just be like, "It's mommy's dance night." I wasn't going out to bars. I wasn't going out to clubs. I was literally just going with a group of anywhere from 5 to 25 people to a dance studio. Like, I was a business owner. That was my only time, like, to do something fun and move my body. I just want to stress the importance of if you are with the right guy, he's going to love you and love what you're doing. And I hope to get some videos up soon. Um, we really are going to mix in a lot of that sensual belly dancing movements. Still figuring out exactly what it's going to be and what it's going to become, but it was an important part of my life, not like a big part of my life, but like it was like something that I did like 5 to 10% of my time. It made up like 10% of my hobbies and interests. There's a whole ton of other ones as well. We have heartbroken women that watch us, and my friends are all heartbroken, and this is one of the ways that I help them, along with modeling, along with calling in like more sensual energy and like calling in that right partner for you. Um, Coming back to being female is very important for us. We help you feel good about yourself. And if a man has cut you down and made you feel like shit, maybe you love dance, maybe you did do dance, it doesn't matter, but you do not want them in your life. And I'm not trying to be a relationship coach here, but guess what? I play 14 characters. This is just one of them. There is a relationship coach. Um, and she's like more masculine and firm than I am. But you want to draw in a man that loves you. So whether you're single or you're with a man, if you're with an asshole man, I say get rid of him. And if you are with a man that's like not really sure and he's like, "Oh, that's cute, honey," I hope he changes his mind, and I hope he realizes how confident it makes you and how it makes you feel good about yourself, and he loves it. And really, what I hope for you is that you're with a good man and you just want to feel better about yourself. You're with a supportive, loving man, and that he loves what you're doing and that he's excited to see you do little performances, because our goal is to actually put together little 5-minute skits and maybe encourage you to get a pole. And this is slow to get started, but maybe you get a pole in your house, maybe you put a pole in your bedroom. I mean, there's all kinds of directions that we can go in. And my hope is that you would start doing little dances for your partner, and doing some sensual stuff. This is like part of what I'm teaching. So yeah, I know I'm not very clear right now. I honestly did not want to make a video today. I didn't want to make any videos today, but I promised to show up. So and if you do not have a guy in your life, then we can help you call that in, and he's going to love every part of you because you're going to call in the exact right guy, and he's going to love that you're doing, some gentle stripper moves, and that you know how to move your hips, and that you are a little sex kitten in the bedroom, because all of this stuff will teach you to be that. Just you wait. Keep watching me for updates. All right, long ass video. Thank you for watching. I love you.